Hey guys, Karen Wolf here in the art studio. We're going to paint this evening. Can't see me, but I'm on here. I just drew this up here real quick this evening. Didn't know what to do. Thought I'd just come on here and paint, and this is what I come up with. So, how are you all doing? Y'all say hey when you jump on here. I'm going to get back here and see if I can get you on my iPad. Turn this down. There we go. See if I can see comments. I don't know. Who knows? Facebook is acting real goofy anymore. Can't see. So I'll probably not get through this whole thing, but I just sketched this on here and give you an idea of what I do. My name is Karen Wolf, and I am an artist, and I teach adults and children how to paint and become better painters. So I paint in my art studio and online. And today I'm not in I'm in my art studio at home. Normally I'm in my art studio in town. Hey Val, I was going to paint one of yours, Val. I was looking at that truck that you posted. Dang, that thing was so cool. But I figured for a live that might be a little complicated. So I didn't take on that challenge. Wow. That was a good one. That old truck. I love old trucks. I love them, love them, love them. They are, I don't know, every time I see one, I say, I'm going to get me one day. I'd love to. Gosh. I don't know, there's just something about an old truck. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it today. Look, I think it was in was it in black and white? I think it was in black and white. It was really, it caught my eye. Joe and I were out this weekend on the, side-by-side on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Went for a little ride out the road down Lighthouse and, I can't think of the names of those roads out through here. Off of Pleasant Valley. You go out Wolf Creek, down Lighthouse, something. There's some real old houses down there. Real pretty old houses. And I thought of you. We were going to stop and take pictures of them, but I thought, shoot, my pictures wouldn't be very good, and I thought of you. I figured your pictures would be way better than mine. I love old houses. I love the old houses. They're cool. Yeah, what do you do? What do you all do? Y'all must drive around and take pictures all the time. That would be so fun. That would be so fun. I always see things that I'd love to get a picture of them and paint them. But when you can't take good photographs like me, I'm just getting some more paint here. I didn't have any colors out here on my plate. I'm just trying to use up some old paint that I had on my plate, and I didn't have some of the colors that I needed, so I'm getting some more paint out. But when you aren't a good photographer and you're trying to take pictures, I see something in my eye, I look at it and I think, oh gosh, that's so pretty. That would make a really pretty painting. And I take a picture of it, and it's not what I thought. It doesn't look like what was in my eye, what was in my head or something. So, yeah, I'm not sure. You must not have been on that road before. It's just out from where we live here. And of course, you see them everywhere. I'm sure you guys see them everywhere too. I'll have to ask Joe what the name of that road was, but he even stopped and was going to back up and get a picture of it. And I thought, oh gosh, it would probably wouldn't look very good if I took a picture of it. But I thought, now if Val took a picture of it, yeah, they're those old houses and old barns and old trucks. I like all that stuff. Love, love, love all that old stuff. I need to lighten this up a little bit. But anyways, just wanted to get on here and say hi to you guys. I haven't been on here for a while and thought I would just paint this, something just fun, get it started. I probably won't, like I said, I probably won't be able to finish it on here. And I know I usually have something to go by. I will, Val. I'll ask him. Like I said, you go out our road, Pleasant Valley here, and I think it's called Wolf Creek. Down over the hill, some really old houses and stuff out through there. They don't make them like that anymore. They do not make them like that anymore. So you get your values back here in the back a lot lighter. And this acrylic dries 2 to 3 shades darker, so best thing to do is get that pretty light. I put a little bit of purple and green and blue, or my colors back there, is what I did. Green, blue, purple. I'm just painting with the little tip of my brush there. And that's one of the hardest things for me, is to get this first value as light as it needs to be. Because if you don't get this one light enough, then everything else just gets thrown off. So we'll get that. It's probably still too dark. I'll probably have to lighten it some more. Trying to come up with working on my paintings for July. Are you guys coming out to paint in the art studio? June's not looking so good. I'm not getting a lot of people out in the studio for June. Hopefully you guys will come out in July. No, they don't make them like that anymore. They don't make trucks and, oh shoot, they don't make the trucks or the houses like that anymore, or the barns, all that stuff. I love old barns, love, love, love the old barns. They're just a beautiful, beautiful thing, and they're going to be gone. We're not going to have those anymore. Not going to have those anymore. Alright, I was putting yellow in the sky, and I got down too far. I'm just putting a little bit of yellow in the sky, and I got down too far. Keep getting yellow or lines on my thing. So there's that. Got some, like I said, I'm gonna probably have to lighten those mountains up some more. Then go put in some water. It's not particularly the color of water that I was thinking. Might add a little bit of purple to that. And this is really just a I don't usually do this. I don't usually come on here and make something up on live television, but I am today. Hey, Jackie. I'm having a hard time seeing my iPad back there while I'm painting up here. Thank y'all for jumping on. Just wanted to know if you guys were coming out to the art studio was what I was saying. I got distracted again. Just trying to come up with some paintings for the art studio. I thought I would do a couple animals I had on my mind. Maybe we'll do this boat. Do y'all want to do this boat? If it turns out okay. I don't think we've ever done anything quite like that. Never done a boat. Sometimes you just have to come up with something different, though. Joe's a fisherman. He likes to fish. My husband does. He was out there mowing the grass a while ago. I don't know if he's done or not. But he likes to fish, and I was trying to think of something Father's Day-ish. And I thought, well, this works. This is kind of Father Day-ish. I'm not talking very well this evening, huh? It's hard to talk and paint whenever you're not sure what you're painting. I'm trying to concentrate. Is the boat going to be red? Actually, I'm not sure. I was thinking kind of like those green or gray John boats. Never seen a red boat. I thought I would pull this, make it look like it's kind of in the water, but tied up on the edge right there. Or we could bank it. What do y'all think? Kind of make it look like it's in the water, and Joe would be the one to tell me. He always tells me what to do with stuff like that, if I'm doing it right or wrong. Sometimes I do it right, sometimes I do it wrong. That's the good thing about acrylic paint, is it's pretty forgiving, so you can pretty much just, I think I'll make that kind of brown, like it's dirt. You can make it whatever, you know, whatever you want. It's mesmerizing to watch me paint. Is that a good thing, I'm guessing? I know I think it's like that. I think it's fun to watch people paint. I enjoy it. I watch a lot of people painting. It's one of the ways I've learned to do this, actually, is by watching people do it. So, and this paint's really transparent, so it's really hard to get any coverage with this the first go around. So if I have my line going in right there, the boat's just kind of, should I bring that so it looks like it's kind of hitting the side a little bit? I don't know. I don't want to cut that off too sharply over here. I think I'll have some weeds and stuff kind of going around it. Keep my edges kind of dark. There's that much of it. I didn't really want to make it real complicated, just kind of something simple, just a sky, some mountains, and the water, and then just the boat. there tied up where they've been fishing. So it's a very good thing. Hey, Tammy. Hey, hey, hey. I tell you, it is a very good thing. Being mesmerized after you've been stressed out and whatever is definitely a good thing. So the boat that Joe had, did you hear me say had? He had this John boat forever and he just got rid of it. Was kind of like a green brown color. Trying to get fixed up in here where you guys can see me about half. Whatever I did the last time was stupid. I went back to watch it and my head was in the way and you couldn't even see what I was doing. I hate it when that happens. Because I look on my iPad to see, there's me peeking around the side of it right back there, my selfie. That's funny. Looks like I'm peeking around the corner, doesn't it? But I had painted that whole, I can't remember what was it that I'd painted. The flag is what it was. Yeah. Goodness golly. And after I got done watching it, it got on my nerves. So I bet it got on y'all's nerves too. That's funny. It's not really funny. And this paint is the student grade paint, so it doesn't have a lot of pigment in it. So it's it takes more to cover it. It takes a lot of coats to cover it. I'm thinking this would probably be darker down in here though. Because it's down inside the boat. I don't know, if the sun's hitting on it, it could be lighter down in there. Couldn't it? Hey Miranda, welcome. Yeah, probably could be both. Either one, dark or light in there. All right, is this dried? No. I hate to use the hair dryer, but I'm going to have to dry it a little bit. It won't cover if I don't. Alrighty. Henry likes to use the hair dryer. Did you all catch Henry's? And Charlie too. Oh my gosh. Did you all see that? Charlie painted for the first time ever. My little granddaughter, Charlie, I painted with her the other night. That was so cool. She, and Jennifer and Henry and Charlie were here, and I just brought her back in here in my studio. I had no intentions whatsoever of painting with her because she turned a year old in April, and she's 14 months old, and she, there my comments went away. There they are. She had never painted before, and Henry, when I first painted with Henry, he was 16 months old. So I was out there even before we even came back here, and I was counting how many 4 months I had to wait to get her to paint with me. And I thought, oh shoot, she won't be able to paint probably with me until like August, because then she'll be 16 months old. So we were out there hanging out in the garage, and then I came back in here, and she was just there piddling around with something. I can't remember what. She had her little fish. She has this little rubber fish she carries around with her everywhere she goes. Most little girls, she does like baby dolls, but I was going to say most little girls like baby dolls, but she carries around this little fish. And then all of a sudden, I just thought, well, I'm going to try it. I had some paint here that Charlie was using, or Henry was using, to paint that flag that he did a fabulous job on. And then I got her going with the paintbrush and the same colors of the flag, and she painted and just took to that just like nobody's business. It was so cool. I'm painting something in blue here, and I don't even have hardly any blue on my plate. And I'm going to have to get some. Gonna have to get some. Can't paint without paint. I tell my people that all the time. Can't paint without paint, guys. Can't paint without paint. Ugh, it's annoying to try to paint without paint, too. Is it looking okay so far? I'm looking at it kind of sideways. Just something different. Now I've lost my paintbrush. And I think these mountains back here, need to be lightened up just a bit. I keep picking up some yellow-green color in there. I don't like that. I don't like to have my warm colors in my back, in the background. And I'm not sure what's making that do that. Yeah, I'm picking paint up the side of that raw sienna. There we go. That raw sienna. And it's doing that. I don't like that. I like to have a little bit cooler back in the back. And then I warm it up as I come forward. There we go. Filling that canvas in. That's one of the things. Just drives you crazy, don't it? Covering your canvas. All right, now we'll get more coverage here. Get a little bit more coverage on this side. Let's see if who's all's on here now. Tammy says, I think it looks awesome. And then you add something and it gets even better. Well, I'm glad you're saying that because I can't hardly see it from where I'm looking. I am like here, over here, sideways, painting from the side. When you paint, guys, it's so much better when you paint straight on, in front of you there. I just have to paint kind of over here to the side, because my head gets in the way. And my head's probably getting in the way anyways. All right. Okay. I think I'm kind of liking that. I need to fix that a little bit, though. That right there kind of looks kind of funky, but... All right. Let's get this show on the road. I might be able to finish this to some degree, and then there. Okay, then we'll do a little bit more of like the dirt and the sand looking, like down here. Put a little bit of that raw sienna in there. And so far, I have weirdly used this 1-inch brush the whole time. Isn't that strange? Usually, I paint with my favorite. Does anybody know my favorite? My favorite brush is... Think I know? I say it all the time. I say it all the time. Is a 1/2 inch flat. I'm not so sure about that water, but it's okay. I'm not real hip on ultramarine blue without anything else in it. I really didn't put much in that. Seems like it needs like some purples and stuff out through there, don't it? All right, so we'll get some more coverage down here on the green. Make it look like there's some grasses and stuff in there. So if you all like this and you like to paint and you want to paint with me, I have lots of opportunities. If you want to paint in the studio, I have an art studio. You can do paint parties in there. I have online virtual painting that you can paint on there and with me on there. And my website is artbykarenwolf.com. And I would love, love, love to paint with you. And I can teach you how to paint. I can teach you how to go from a blank canvas to a painting. And at first, you follow along with me step by step, and then you can learn how to do it all by yourself. I can show you that. Probably need to soften those mountains a little bit. We'll go back to this green, brown boat color. More green, or more brown, I mean. I really don't want to make that take our eye away. So I think I'm gonna put some grasses and stuff over there. Y'all think that'll look good? Like pull some grasses back in around that so that it doesn't take our eye off the canvas. And I'm going to have to finish it up because I think I have a workout class. Ooh-wee, I'm going to be late. Jennifer will get me. My daughter teaches workout class and I go to it and trying to lose my COVID-20. I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. One day, it took me a year to gain it. I keep telling myself I'm not going to lose it in a year. Or lose it in a year. I'm not going to lose it in less time than a year. It'll probably take me longer than a year. But I got into a really bad habit of eating junk. I was really good before I started working from home. I was really good to eat stuff that's good for you and, you know, exercise and work out and run. And then, there's some like little thingies and stuff that goes across in there. I'm not sure about all that. I know there's a couple of board things that go across and stuff like that. So I'll have to investigate. Not sure what that's supposed to look like. So all right. Then I think I'm going to do some grass. Like take some of the green, blue, brown, something, darken this green. Do some like those grasses are. Throwing your eye back in that way. And probably do like some cool like cattail things would be cool, wouldn't it? Is that what you all think? Some cattails or something like that would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh boy, that could have been a disaster. I had a huge amount of paint on there. And I know that's not perfect, but it was for fun. And it can just be a little study for me to come up with something even better. What do y'all think? I can't see it hardly. Does it look okay? Look okay? Hope so. Lighten that up a little bit there. Put a little bit of maybe the water's popping up there. Put a little. I know the inside of that, I'm going to have to do some more work on the inside of that boat and probably make it a little bit darker instead of so light. the little cattail thingies are like, oh, it's a little fat. Don't want it to be that fat. That was not the brush for that trick. Yep, that's what you gotta find out, is which brush works for what. But you figure it out pretty quick. Which technique works, and that sort of thing. That one don't look very good. Fix it a little bit. And sometimes doing stuff like that, it's just best just to do it. Get it in there. Don't try to piddle and make it neat. The more neat you try to be with stuff, sometimes that's a little bit too white. The more neat you try to be with things, the more frustrated you get with it. So, just all right. I don't know why I did that. I don't like that old thing sticking way out there like that. Okay. All right. Well, that's not too bad for a start. What y'all think? Pretty good for... Oh, thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Val. Appreciate that. All right. I'm glad you all are liking it. Pretty good so far. And I'll have to wrap that up and finish that up another day. Not too bad. Not too bad for a beginner. I'm not a beginner. I've been painting for quite some time. So, and I'll be glad whenever I get done with these crazy glasses that I don't have to wear them anymore. They're driving me crazy. So, whoo-wee, that light shining in there is glaring. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys. You guys are wonderful. Get in the art studio and paint with me. And it's, like I said, the website is artbykarenwolf.com. You can sign up right there. And if you don't want to paint in the studio and you want to paint virtually, there's a lot of stuff on my website also for the virtual classes. Those are videos that you can just watch and paint along. Or catch me on YouTube and Facebook and paint along. So, love to have you guys. So, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Take care. And, oh, you're welcome, Val. You're welcome. Thank you all. Appreciate you so much. And I'll see you back on here again. And Val, I'll find out what that road was. So you can get down there and take some pictures of some houses. Alrighty. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye. Thank you.